Hi, everyone, and welcome to your fairy energy reading. Okay, did things a little different. I actually rolled an astro dice here because I wanted to see in what area of your life do the fairies want to talk to you about? What energy are they going to be bringing your way? All right, what do they have to say in their piles in the cards? So I rolled the astro dice and I got 7. Now, 7, I'm going with 7th house, of course, right? So that is anything to do with your one-to-one relationships, okay? So people like your spouse, your significant other, your family, your friends. And then if we take it into business, it could be your colleagues, your customers, your partners in business, right? Any clients. And it also can be anything to do with legal matters or affairs, contracts and negotiations surrounding them, and or harmony, fairness, and justice in those relationships. So that's what I asked for. We'll see what the piles bring, okay? So it could be love, it could be friendship, it could be companionship, it could be business partnership. I have no idea until we get into the cards, but that is going to be the topic. I'm going to say because it's the 7th house, the fairies want to talk about relationships, okay? So we have pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Choose the card that calls to you or the number of the pile that calls to you, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there to those of you who chose pile 1 or this card. This is going to be your fairy energy reading. I asked what area of your life do they want to talk about. I rolled the astro dice here. We got a 7. So we're going to be talking about the 7th house, right? I already mentioned it in the intro, your one-to-one relationships with people like your spouse, significant other, family, friends, get into work. It could be colleagues, partners in business, clients, customers, and it could just be about them in general or the harmony, fairness, and justice within those relationships. Or it could even have to do with legal affairs, contracts, and negotiations within those relationships. But we will find out. I'm just going to set the card here. We have overall energy. I'm going to pull tarot and oracle as well, but let's get started. So we have 7th house, make a wish. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to talk about each card as I lay it down, just a little different than what I do normally sometimes. And what I want to say is, with Make a Wish, maybe now is the time, pile 1, where you finally are feeling confident enough to make that wish, to plant that seed, and to call in what exactly it is that you want in a relationship. And like I said, it could be with anyone in your life, any one-to-one relationship you have in your life or in business, right? Like I said, partners, clients, customers, whatever it is. So now's the time for you to plant that seed, right? To make that wish. And that's what these are. These are like when you blow on this, I can't remember the exact word, right? But it's blowing them off. Those are the little seeds that are going to be planted. So what is it that you want, pile 1? Really time for you to really take the time to seriously consider what wish you want to make when it comes to the relationships, okay, in your life. Now, we have Princess of Summer, or also known as the Page of Cups, I guess, right? So, Pages of Cups, oh, you know what? It's endless possibility. I think with the Page of Cups also, it's just cute, it's curious, it's loving, it's intuitive, all of those. It's creative, right? So let's actually look at the card. Gentle, sensitive, kind, and experienced. Okay. But it also says here, a new relationship or emotional experience. Yes. Invitations to social events, possibly for some of you. It will resonate differently. It can be each card or overall. A compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Yeah, I just feel like it's going to be something new and something sweet. That's what I think of when I'm thinking here of the Princess of Summer or the Page of Cups. It's just going to be sweet and creative and curious. Those are the words that are coming to mind. So let's move on to the next card. We have Believe in Magic. Ooh. So maybe this person that you're looking for, pile one, maybe this person that you're interested in, maybe you're someone who is very intuitive, right? This just reminds me, right? This fairy, just very intuitive. Look at the light around her and it just looks very mystical and magical, right? Maybe that's what you're looking for in a person, someone who shares the same beliefs, the same practices as you. But let's see what the card says. Believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says you are part... Oh, the Northern Lights. Yes. Okay. That you are part of nature. So you are magical too. So maybe the type of person you're looking for also needs to be very grounded for you. Okay. I'm going to say grounded and spiritual or religious, however it works for you. But that's what I'm kind of feeling, like it really needs to be someone who is like you, someone who's going to understand that in you and appreciate that in you and you in them. I think that goes into the harmony of the relationship, doesn't it? Right? Like it needs to be a harmonious coupling, right? And I feel that if you're both living in your curiosity and in your creativity and in your magic and, celebrating and working on your belief systems and what it is that you do together, that's what's going to make a very happy relationship for you, pile one. Not all of you, but I feel like the majority of you. Next card we have is Summer Dreams. Embrace the guiding light that you are and move forward in the knowledge of the powerful person within you. Maybe in the past, pile one, you have been in relationships where you haven't been steering the ship. You haven't been the captain of the ship. You have been passive in the relationship. You have taken the back seat for whatever reason. And I feel like moving forward with this Make-A-Wish, this is your time where you're finally feeling strong enough, maybe even courageous enough, or courageous, brave. That's what's coming in, where you're like, you know what? I don't need to be the captain. I don't need to be the pilot all the time, but I do need to have fairness and justice or balance within the relationship. That's what I'm looking for now. That's what I need. I need to be able, rather than being dependent, I want to be independently dependent. I guess is how I would say it, right? I'm my own person, but I'm also part of the couple or the relationship. All right. And last card we have, okay, confidence. Okay, I like that. Confidence is having the belief in yourself to keep you going and the self-assurance to get you there. I feel that that is just confirmation here saying, you know what, pile one, you're confident enough now in yourself that, like I said, you don't mind being the captain. You don't mind taking a shift. You'll be the pilot if you need to be. You don't mind being the leader, but you want there to be fairness and balance in this relationship. Now, could it be, again, any type of relationship in your life? I kind of feel, yes, you can apply it to the relationship in your life, whether it's a friend, family member, significant other, work partner, colleague, whatever it is. But I feel for the most part, we're heading towards a romantic type of relationship here. But again, however it resonates with you. Let's pull some tarot and see what else they have to say. I feel like they're really telling you you're confident, you're ready to take on making that wish and not settling. That might be it too, pile one. Not settling, right? You're no longer going to settle and just be passive, sitting in the side seat. you want to have a leadership role in this. Okay. Oh, there. Actually, 2 came out. We'll get one more. We have 4 of Cups. We have 4 of Swords. Oh, and we may have someone mowing the lawn here, so you may hear that in a moment. Let's see. Let's get one more. 8 of Pentacles. All right. With the 4 of Cups, I just want to say, and I think their message to you is, you know what? You're making a wish. You're bringing this person in. You're manifesting them. You're planting the seeds of what it is you want. And I think they're saying, don't be closed off to every opportunity or person that comes your way. Okay, that's what they're saying. Sometimes the package on the outside may not be exactly what you're looking for, but they're going to have that package on the inside. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe just that initial meeting, you might go, oh, no, right? Look at the crossed arms here. Like, no, you're absolutely not someone that I would want to hang around with or talk to. But upon further exploration, maybe upon taking a little bit of a time out here with the 4 of Swords and actually thinking about it, you might realize that person has everything that it is that you're looking for, okay? So be open. Be open. Take a little time and be open. And with the 8 of Pentacles, I just want to say, and this is the fairy energy coming in, the fairies are saying, you know, it's not easy. This is hard work. When you're looking for, and I'm not saying the perfect person because there's no such thing, but when you're looking for that person that's going to complement you, then it's not just going to be cut and dry. There's going to be, like I said, first you may feel, whoops, I had a little fluffy on me. First you may feel like, no, not the person for me. Then the more you think about it, you're like, but could it be? You may need to take the time to get to know them. It may be a bit of work that you're going to have to put in here. All right, because I don't feel, I always like to go back to God, Source, Universe helps those who help themselves. Therefore, you need to put in some effort here. It's not just going to fall on your lap. All right, let's get a couple of oracles here for you, pile 1, and then we will wrap this up. But I like this message. It's you have the confidence. This is you now stepping out and kind of saying, I'm not settling anymore. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so actually this one here, I'm just going to pull the Soothsayer. Travel the road seldom taken. I'm going to put it right here between these 2 cards because like I said, first impression, you might think, no, not the type of person I would normally go for, or it isn't packaged in the way that I'm imagining it. But with a little bit of, you know, further thought, right, you may find that you might want to travel that road. Seldom taken. I love that message. Okay. Or maybe you're going to have to travel the road seldom taken to come across or meet this person, right? Who knows? It'll be different for everyone. But I'm really liking this. So let's see. One last card, pile 1. And it is Fairy Guides. Whenever you are feeling blue, don't fear the fairies are protecting you. They've got your back in this. Just like you can go to your many different types of spirit guides, fairies are a spirit guide, the fairy spirit guides, and they are here to help you. Just like God, Source, Universe, just like your angels, your archangels, the ascendant masters, all of the other wonderful elementals or dragons or mermaids, whomever it may be, your animal spirit guides, just know that they're here for you too. And come back, listen to this reading. Maybe jot some stuff down. Make a pro and con list, right? But make that wish, plant those seeds, and then work at it to make it happen. That's your message, pile 1. I appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this, by all means, throw me a like, subscribe to the channel. Come back next time for the next reading. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2 or this card. This is going to be your fairy energy reading. Like I had mentioned in the intro, I actually used an astro dice, rolled a 7, which is the 7th house, your one-to-one relationships, people like your spouse, your significant other, family, friends. If we're talking work here, it could be colleagues, business partners, clients, customers. It could have anything to do with them, as in relationship or legal affairs surrounding them, contracts and negotiations. It could also just be talking about the harmony, fairness, and justice in the relationships. We'll see. Pile 1 kind of had, you know, maybe a little bit of everything, not so much legal, but the rest, yes. So let's see what pile 2 brings. We have no idea. I'm just going to throw the card down here. And we have overall energy. I'm going to talk about each card as it comes out. Then I'm going to do some live tarot and oracle for the end. So what do we have around 7th house energy? What are the fairies bringing in for you? Be true to your heart. The first thing that comes in when I see this card for you, pile 2, is have in the past in relationships. Okay, I really want to look at this card because there's so much. Have you maybe been involved in relationships that you're in it, but your heart's not really in it? You're in it for other reasons, maybe because it supports you in some other way, it serves you in some other way, but maybe your actual heart, love isn't necessarily what it is it's bringing that relationship to you, or it just, there's really no love there. Maybe it's just serving a purpose. That could, again, be in business as well, right? So with colleagues, partners, whatever it may be. Let's get the rest of the cards out, because I also maybe want it to go a little bit like with the legal affairs here. If there's something like a contract or a negotiation, and for whatever reason, I'm thinking a prenuptial agreement, okay, maybe for you, pile 2, if your heart isn't in it, and I just see like it looks like, you know, the record players with the big, I know there's a name for them. I can't think of it right now, but it's right here. And is everything balanced and in harmony? That's what I want to ask. Is it speaking to your heart? Are you feeling it there? This is more going to be like a heart over mind, all right? All right, let's look at the rest of the cards and see. We have ego. 15 reminds me of the devil card because that's what it is in the tarot. It says the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. And that's what I was kind of trying to say here. I don't know now if it actually came out or not, but is it serving you in some other way other than your heart and happiness? Okay, because we get ourselves in all types of relationships with people and different situation within our one-to-one relationships and business relationships with people that we're doing it out of a necessity for something else that we're needing in our life. And that's what the devil energy is, right? Kind of being tied to something that we don't want to be tied to, addiction, material goods, whatever it may be. We get caught up in our ego, and we're using that relationship to our advantage, but not for the right reasons. Let's look at this card, Ask for Help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So the fairies working with the angels, everyone works together. You know, do you need to call upon them, God, source, universe, even to help get you out of that situation because you've realized, no, this isn't feeding my heart space at all. I'm not being true to myself at all. Okay, so if you need to call for help on that, you have God, source, universe, all the spirit guides of love, light, highest vibration, and all of their all of the other spirit guides like fairies, you know, I love mermaids, dragons, whatever it may be, to come in and help you, animal spirit guides, ancestors, the ascendant masters, whoever it is. Let's go to this card, the Fairy Queen. When you start believing in yourself, you'll find the power and wisdom within to bring about desired change. Maybe for some of you, this is coming from that feeling or that place of lack. Maybe you grew up in a place of lack as a child. You didn't have a lot. And when this relationship, like I said, it can be business or personal, came along, you were drawn to it, right? You were drawn to it like a child to a cookie, like a dog to a bone, whatever it is. You were drawn to it because it was giving you and feeding you in ways that you've never experienced before. But now, as you're in it, you're realizing, but I'm not being true to myself. This isn't who I really am. This has helped me for a while, and I'm grateful for it, but I need to move on from it. So that could certainly be a message for some of you out there. Now let's look at this card, Spirit. Spirit is a flow of insight into the true self. Again, who are you really? Is this feeding your true soul self, your heart? No, I think you're realizing that it isn't, and that's okay. You know what? We have free will. We are allowed to change and transform ourselves in this lifetime. We absolutely are. And again, do not be afraid to ask for help. You do not have to do this on your own. And it doesn't even have to be celestial or spiritual or religious help, okay? It can just be the help of a friend, someone you can go and talk to get you out of that ego space and into your feeling heart space, out of your mind and ego, where you're doing it out of necessity or for what it's giving you rather than how it's making you feel. So let's get some tarot, further confirmation, clarification, any specific advice that they may have on top of what's already down here, pile 2. And you know what? Yeah, I for whatever reason, I did mention the legal here because I think, what did I say? I'm just going back to it. The prenuptial. If you're not feeling that, then don't sign. You have free will, though. You do not listen to me. You do what feels right for you. But just know that you do have a choice, is what I'm trying to say. You have a choice for fairness and for justice and for balance. And if you don't feel that's what it is, then, really give it some more thought before you make a final decision and sign anything. All right, let's get 3 tarot here. Two of Pentacles. I like that. All right. The Star. I also love that. And the 9 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. This is a very specific message, I feel, for a few of you. All right, with the 2 of Pentacles, it just goes back to balance, right? For example, let's actually look at the card. Don't try to load too much up in your arms where things are going to be falling out, falling down. You're going to lose grip of them, grasp of them, whatever it is. And you can't overfill your basket either, or else it's going to topple. So this is about finding balance, okay? Finding the balance where, your ego's being fed, but so is your heart. That's heart and mind working together. That's what we want everyone to be and to have, right? And start believing in yourself. Like I said, maybe you grew up and you didn't have this, and that's why you've been drawn. So, it's like I said, like a shiny toy even, right? You're drawn to it. It's shiny and bright and glittery, and it's everything that you've never had before. But now you're realizing, but it's not me. And that is where I think this Star comes in. What is you? Okay? Because with the Star, there's many different, you can interpret this card in many different ways, but again, balance, flow, right? Nothing's being held back. Nothing's being blocked off. There's balance and flow there. But also it's about having prosperity and abundance come in and shine on you or come to you, but in the way you want it, as your true authentic self, not a facade, not wanting it out of ego, I guess is the way I want to say it. And I really feel that if you that if you ask, you will receive. See, and this is it. Because look, she's totally comfortable there on the rock. So I want to say on dry land, but also with her foot in the water running over her foot. She is just being herself, and the stars, you know, it's the abundance is going to shine upon her, so to speak. And with the 9 of Pentacles, this is the other great card. And when I saw this come out, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is really saying you have everything within you. The fact that you're even realizing this, okay, that you're maybe not being true to yourself, the fact that you're realizing it and wanting to make the change and maybe are willing to go for help, ask for help, whether it's, like I said, celestial or human being here on earth. You have everything it takes to be successful on your own. You just need to believe in yourself, and you will be able to bring the change that you want toward you, okay? So that is the main message. Let's get a couple of oracles before we tie this up. Pile 2, I really like that message as well. Really awesome, okay? And beautiful cards. Isn't that just gorgeous, right? And what I wanted to say about the ships, I almost want to say to pile 2, don't wait for the ships to come in. You march down to that beach and get on a dinghy and you go out to the ship, right? Like, don't wait for it to come to you. You go and get it. And I feel that you're in a place now, these 2 were coming over, that you can do that. Oh, actually, there's 3. We'll take them all. The old paths. Walk in unknown territory to see from a new perspective, okay? Because this is going to be a change of perspective for you, all right? The witch hare, cross the threshold, leap the hedge, go over the wall, right? Do not be afraid to go and get it. I just said, don't wait for those ships to come in. You go get the ships. All right. And the sentinel, new opportunities shall manifest in unexpected ways. When you ask for help, you don't know how it's going to come in, but it will. If you are true in your intent and in your wish to change and make changes like that in your life, it will happen. And it may happen in unexpected ways for you. So there's the message. Let's get one last. Oh, there we go. Travel. Of all the things you can do, travel is in the cards for you. So is that traveling across town? Is that traveling out of province, out of state, out of country? I don't know. Or does it just mean you're traveling as in forward movement? You're no longer going to be stuck here in the chains of devil or ego energy. You're going to move out of it, move away from it. So that is your message, pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, by all means, throw me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your time and support, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3 or this card. This is going to be your fairy energy reading. We are talking about, I rolled an astro dice and got 7th house here. So we're talking about 7th house, one-to-one relationships, people like your spouse, significant other, family, friends, or when it comes to work, it could be your business partner, colleagues, clients, customers. It could have to do with legal affairs surrounding those relationships, or it could have to do with the harmony, fairness, or justice within the relationships. I don't know. We've had different in pile 1 and pile 2. So let's see what we have here for you, pile 3. Let love be your beacon. And you see how it's coming. It's almost like the little lantern or light here is shaped like a heart, but it's coming from her heart space or even her solar plexus as well, right? Let love be your beacon. Maybe you've been afraid to show it before. Maybe you've always you've kept it hidden. You've never been, I'm going to say the aggressor. I don't know if that's the right word, but you've never been the one to go forward or move forward or whatever it may be. I don't know. But yeah, let love be your beacon. Maybe you've always covered it up with other things, your personality, your fire, because I see this as orange. It makes me think of fiery, or like and being passionate, not in a love sense, but just in general. And maybe that's always kind of covered up your more sensitive love and sensitivity side of yourself. Okay, anyway, let love be your beacon. Let's look at the rest of the cards. We're going to do live tarot too. Two of Summer or Two of Cups. Okay. Well, this could be the actual pile about a love relationship, because look, we have the two fairies here. Looks like they're out on a date or something. They're about to dance. I don't know. He's helping her somewhere. And it says falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness, or it could also be forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Or it could also be don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. Okay, so it could resonate with you in those different ways. I want to say with the Two of Cups, it's really, yeah, it is. It's kind of, look at them looking at each other, staring into one another's eyes. It's like they're in love. It's representative of a relationship, whether you're starting one or, taking one to the next step or just being more loving within a relationship. That could be the message for some of you. Let's go here to come together. Okay, this is definitely about a love relationship. All right. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. Oh, okay. That could also go into the business side of relationships too, right? So it will resonate with each of you differently. If it's work-wise, it could be let love be your beacon, meaning let that side of you show, because it's going to attract the other people in that's going to help you with your project, right? But I also feel that in love relationship, it's saying you don't have to do everything by yourself. Bring that other person in. Allow them to help you. Allow them to help you be successful, even. If, say, you're an entrepreneur, it can be, you can think of this in so many different ways, but definitely this could be in business too. Come together could also be you finding, with this two of Cups as well, you finding the perfect business partner, not necessarily romantic partner, but the perfect business partner. Okay. Or sorry, I said earlier, there's no such thing as perfect. So the one that's going to be best suited for you. So we can go love or a relationship rather, or business on this. Doorway to fairyland. Imagination is the key that will open doors and show you the way. The first thing that I think of is imagination, your creativity, not being afraid to look at things differently, I even want to say. So in other words, maybe, because I had this in another pile, the person that you're looking at, you normally may not have looked at that closely because they're not passing the first initial, once over test, and you're like, no, not for me. But maybe you need to take a little time, open up the door, pull the curtain back, and look and see what's behind that facade that maybe didn't appeal to you right away. Okay? So, whether it be in love or business. Yeah, don't dismiss someone or something on first impression is what I want to say for this card. Prosperity, the inner power supplied by spiritual prosperity lasts an eternity. What I want to say about that, if you and your partner, however it resonates, okay, if you are both coming from a balanced place in your life, if you are coming in willing to work on your shadows and to talk things through, if you are willing to come in and share with one another and not hold things back or hold things too tight to the chest, that is feeding your spirit. It doesn't matter. I think what I'm trying to say here is sometimes when I'm trying to string the thought together, it's if you're coming from that place where you're willing to do the work, where you're willing to see, where you're willing to accept your shortfalls as well as others, if you're coming from a place of grace, this is my new favorite word, right? For everything. If you are coming from a place of grace, that is spiritual prosperity, and that is what will last a lifetime in this relationship. Because you're not fighting and arguing and nitpicking and poking at every little thing, detail, whatever. You're willing to discuss and maybe transform or cut the other person's slack. You're willing to show grace to them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say there. So that's very important, pile 3. I hope that this message was helpful to you when it came to the, I mean, I certainly like it, right? It's basically telling you, yes, there is the energy is going to be coming in around you meeting someone, coming together with someone, that you may have to overlook that initial, package first, right? Open up the door, see what's behind there, what's behind that facade. And then just having the understanding that what you need in relationship, regardless of business or personal, is both people willing to do the work, right? I think prosperity, I think pentacles, I think grounded and being disciplined and, yeah, like determined and disciplined and willing to do the hard work, because relationships are not easy. It doesn't matter what kind they are. And hey, if you're in one that is, then, good. But not everyone is. So we have Knave of Cups. Oh, shoot. I always forget what the Knave is. I think it's the Page. The Priestess. The Two of Swords. I'm just going to look here because I want to see. It said Knave, right? I just want to see if there's anything else. I may have to just pause this quick. Okay, so it is the Page then, because there's actually a knight in here. Okay, so the Knave of Cups, Page of Cups. Always like, Page of Cups, always think kind of like new opportunities, new possibilities coming in. It's just curiosity, it's love, it's fresh, it's imaginative, it's wanting to just take all that creative imagination and run wild with it, okay? But it also can be love, right? That Page coming in and offering you their cup of love. We have the Priestess. I think that ties into the prosperity here, what I was talking about with, being willing to be grounded. She's very grounded here, but she's also willing to do the work. And I want to say intuitively, if you and your partner can intuitively work through things as well, right? Don't rush things, talk it through, not nitpicking, jabbing, all of that sort of thing. And really finding the balance in the relationship, right? This card just looks very balanced to me as well. But using your intuition, seeing behind the words or the actions of the other person, even being able to see past that when it's not, when it's not, maybe in the best light of the person, their actions or what they're saying, and you're able to see past that to what it is that needs to be worked on. And then with the Two of Swords, that is, again, everything is I feel like it's finding the balance here in this. That person that's going to be, for lack of a better term, your better half, like a better half of you in this, not better than you, but that person that's just going to be everything that you need. Not perfect, but they're just going to fit like the piece of the puzzle. Okay? That's what I feel the Two of Swords is being able to take that blindfold off, see past using your high priestess or the priestess here, and being able to take that blindfold off and to see them for what it is and making a choice to take a chance on that person. Also, what I want to say about that, again, it's like the duality, right? Because it's two. So it's seeing the good, it's seeing the bad, it's seeing the light, it's seeing the shadow, but being willing to do the work coming from a balanced place. All right, pile 3, that's your message. Let's get a couple of oracles to close this up, and then we will move forward. I'm going to just shuffle here again. That one wanted to come out on its own. I just want to see if there are any others. And there are. Oh, excuse me for one moment. All right, back. So these two also. We have the wild god. Go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. Get balanced. Get grounded down. Sit on the earth, okay? Put your bare feet in the moss, the mud, right? Go to where the trees whisper. That's what I want to say. It will help to ground you. It will help to keep you balanced. And that's the point. The spirit familiar. Seek loving connections and cherish friendships. Okay, right? It's like finding, you know what just came in? It's like finding the perfect pet. That's what I was going to say. And I have to stop using the word perfect. But right, it's that, you know, man's best friend, the dog or the cat, or in this case, the rabbit, right? Someone who's going to feel like that to you, that they just fit, that they just click, and that they've got your back and that they feel you on an emotional level. Next, we have the silent one. Watch the shifting shadows and be a caretaker of silence. The way I'm interpreting this and what is coming in is, like I said, it's being able to see. Remember when I said it's being able to see that person behind their words, the way they're acting, if it's unfavorable, right? Like they're acting like a brat or saying things that are mean, whatever it may be. And this is kind of being able to see behind that. So watching the shifting shadows and be a caretaker of silence and just letting it be until they're ready to work through whatever it is and talk through whatever it is that was bothering them. So that is your overall message, pile 3. I hope that you enjoyed it. Look, I am very happy to be doing these readings for you. If you enjoyed this, please throw me a like, subscribe to my channel. And you know what? I appreciate your support and your time, and I will see you in the next energy reading.